Hi, hello, and good evening. A very special Sunday evening episode of Jury Duty as we run down every single new challenger in the Challenge USA. Y'all got nothing. All right, here we go. I know you'd be a little more excited. Oh,
when do we ever talk during the intro?
Woo, like something. I don't know. Just let people know that other people are present. Whatever. Let's just get into it. I am Kayla and I am joined by I am joined by Gino Morgino and John Dunphy. This is Jury Duty, your favorite Big Brother podcast. But tonight we're discussing the Challenge USA. You can find us on the socials at BB Jury Duty or on our website, bbjuryduty.com. And all right, so let's go. What a melting pot of people, huh?
Yeah.
As I was putting some of these graphics together, I'm like, there's a lot of people here that I do not know. Yeah, so I'm excited to meet some of them. I'm excited to see who's bringing what to the table. These Love Island people, though, I have no expectations on. Unfortunately, I'm expecting them to fail, which is not fair. You know, everyone's playing a brand new game. I guess that's not fair. We don't know what they're capable of, but I don't see any strategy being involved in Love Island, right? There's no physical competitions. There's really no anything. There's somebody here, and I'm sure we'll get to her, but like she is touted as the Love Island winner. I'm not exactly sure what that means. Is she the only one that found love? Like, how does one win Love Island?
Right.
Yeah, maybe somebody will tell us in the comments. Maybe they'll tell us. But
okay. I think something that I think is very interesting about this is that there are some people that we do know very well. So like even after talking tonight, when we start to think about who we think our first boot picks will be, our winner picks will be, like there's such a huge chunk of this cast that we really don't know. But then there's some that we know so well because we love BB23 and we love Survivor and we're not as familiar with shows like Love Island and stuff. So I feel like I'm interested to see where our like first boot picks and our winner picks and stuff will end up.
Well, unfortunately, I can't imagine any scenario where I'm giving any winning the season picks to people I don't know. You're strangers to me. How could I? I can't put all my eggs in your basket. I don't know if there's any holes in it. No. So, stupid. I don't know why anybody puts up with me. So,
no, I like it.
Well, thank goodness. At least someone does. So, who's first on the list? You said you had a list.
Okay. Yeah, right? I've got a list here. The very first one on the list is someone that we are very familiar with, actually. It's Alyssa Lopez.
That's right.
From BB23, yeah.
Here she is.
And this is coming from Parade.com. Thank you, Parade. A little blurb about her. Alyssa was last seen playing the most recent season of Big Brother last summer, BB23. She was evicted in 7th place and was the final person evicted who was not part of the powerful Cookout Alliance, which we all know and love. And you know, that's going to be interesting because we'll be talking about some of the Cookout members a little bit later on. But Alyssa is somebody that we know from BB23 that was not part of that alliance. So she's the first one right off the bat.
I'm excited about her. I'd like to see her. I'm excited about anybody who played Big Brother 23 that was not in the Cookout. I want to see what you do because we didn't really get to see you play the game because we knew your game was pointless. So I'm excited to see what Alyssa does left to her own devices.
Yeah, definitely. For sure. Next one, someone else that we know very well, Angela Romans.
Nobody else had anything else to say about Alyssa? All right.
He was just really listen, it's John. He's so excited to get to Angela. It doesn't matter what we're talking about before that.
No, I mean, I felt like we
just started with Angela.
I felt like we started talking about Alyssa, and then things just got silent. So I moved on.
And it surprised me. No, you're right. All right, so here we are, Angela. From Big Brother 20.
Yeah, BB20. She used her fitness experience to her advantage. She won 5 competitions actually in her time on BB20. She was evicted in 4th place, and of course, currently evicted to Tyler Crispin.
I saw Gina look to the sky, verifying the fact of what competitions you believe she
I couldn't.
won.
No, it's been so long that I couldn't. I was like, did she win that many? I couldn't remember.
Yeah.
So good. So good.
That season was so long ago.
All I remember about Angela is that that amazing.
What's wrong with Angela?
What's wrong with Angela? Anytime I see her,
Oh my god!
And that's like my fucking favorite thing. I'm so excited to see her again, and I'm excited to see her without Tyler.
Yes.
So, yeah, I'm just very excited to see what she does, and I think this is a game really rather built for her. I don't want to say she's going to win. I don't want to say that. Not yet. We'll see when we get to the end of this list. But she's going to go far, I would believe.
Mm-hmm.
I have to agree with you. That's what I... And I think I've told you both before how much I love Angela. So
yeah, we know.
We were going to back the Angela cart regardless what was going on. Even
if she was the worst player that's ever played any game ever, you were going to be like, no, that's my winning pick.
I mean, that's always what we were going to get, which is fine.
I don't know.
There, but like, come on.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I know exactly what we're talking about. And that's why you have no rebuttal. Get the hell out.
Oh, man.
Yeah, she does have great thighs. We'll give it to her. You know I'm a sucker for thigh gaps.
We like her cookbook. We like
Angela's just wonderful. Come on.
How sweet. Isn't that amazing? Like the image of Gina like in her kitchen putting together her vegan and vegetarian things because Angela said so. It's just really precious. It's the image everyone needs while the country is in turmoil.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gina making Angela's vegan recipes. That'll
it's
give
the
you
little things, you know?
Yeah, that'll lead you into a nice, sweet slumber tonight. Okay. You guys are crazy.
All right.
Oh, my God.
Well, next up, if we're ready, anybody else have anything on Angela? I don't want to jump too fast.
Right? It's a lot of pressure, right? You feel like you're skipping people. You're welcome. You're welcome. I like next up, moderator.
We are continuing our string of Big Brother players as we move on now to Azza from BB23.
Yeah.
Azza was a member of the Cookout Alliance.
Yes, she was.
On BB23. She was able to use that along with her social game to get to finale night, ultimately finishing in 3rd place. So good job, Azza.
Yeah, I would agree. I'm excited about her. I'm excited about all Big Brother people in this. I
want to be excited about her. I just remember how she performed in competitions on BB 23. Oh my God. I almost said 24. I got really confused. I'm sorry.
The most recent one. Like how? What?
I know, but we've been saying 24 so many times that I'm like, oh yeah, season 24. I'm sorry, I made a mistake. But my point is, we saw how she performed in some of those competitions. So I want to be excited about her, but I don't know how built for this style of game she's actually going to be.
Wow. A scathing blow from the Morgino camp.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Because I mean, it's true. Her social game is what carried her through most of Big Brother, not her wins. You know.
Well, I mean, with the number of Big Brother players in this game, though, that might be, a really important thing. It seems fair. Like what are there 28 people in this cast or something like that, and it seems like half of them are almost half of them are Big Brother. It feels like
right. It's hard to say. It also depends on how this game is played. Like if your last place person is automatically going into elimination, I would have some concerns. Maybe
sure.
Yeah.
But if it's not like that and like people are voting everybody in, I don't know. We could see people like her kind of excel maybe.
Yeah.
Depends on how this one is played. And I love that we don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I agree.
No, that's a good point.
Wow. All right. Anything else on Azza?
No.
All right. The next person, I honestly am not 100% sure how to pronounce his last name. This is someone that I'm not familiar with. I'm not sure
You
if
don't
you
have
guys
to do
are.
last names. Let's just clear that up.
Ben Drybergen, I think. Drybergen.
Okay.
This person here says
I don't know this
former.
yet.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with him. Former Marine. He was able to make his way through the trenches of Survivor Heroes versus Healers versus Hustlers, as his idle hunting skills and a last-minute fire-making win got him the win. He then returned for the All-Winners 40th season, where he once again made finale night before ultimately bowing out in 5th.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, based on his bio and prior successes, I can say I'm excited.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Seems to have a pretty impressive resume.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm not familiar with his seasons, so I don't really have much more to add.
Yeah, it's hard to comment when we've none of us have seen him do anything.
There's going to be a lot of those. There's going to be a lot of those.
Yeah.
And that's okay. It does make me excited for this season. Your prior successes, it's encouraging to me. But no, I don't. We'll see what happens, Ben. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. Yeah.
What do you think about Ben?
For sure.
You like him?
I mean, he seems to have an interesting story. Like military, has won a season, has come back and placed well on another season.
Yeah, apparently he won 35. Yes.
Yeah, so I could see him being a pretty good contender. I wonder too, like these different shows, because this was our first Survivor person, and we were talking about Big Brother people. I know there's Love Island and Amazing Race, but like I wonder if there's even any shows that'll like sort of team up together. Like could we see like a Big Brother and Survivor mix, and then like Love Island and Amazing Race kind of? I wonder how these alliances will sort of go. If like they're going to be all mishmashed, or if you'll see like certain shows teaming up with other shows. Let's say.
Well, as far as we know, is Big Brother the only one that has so many people from the same season? Because I have to assume that the BB23 people are all going to team up with each other. But is that the case with the Survivor people and the Love Island people and all that?
I don't know though. Like part of me feels like, do you think the BB23 people will all team up together? Like, or do you think they'll be like, we already work together? I want to see who else I can work with.
I mean, I don't know. Oh, I can't hear you, Kyle. No,
I cannot hear you. I'm sorry. It's okay. It's okay.
Oh no.
It happens. He'll be back. But yeah, I'm curious about this. Oh, here he is. Hey. You okay? Can you hear us?
He can't hear us. We can't hear him.
It's okay. It's okay. Well, I have thought about this though, like because I do want to see, like, just for example, like even within the same shows themselves, right? Like BB23, like I thought about this, and I know we're gonna get to more of the Cookout members, so I don't want to jump too far ahead, but like somebody like Alyssa that we were talking about earlier, right? I feel like her and Xavier were very close in BB23, right?
Right.
So I feel like it would be interesting to see if they want to kind of like try to work together more now, because they weren't really able to in the past because of the Cookout and stuff. So like obviously that's within BB23. So like, we were talking about BB23 people working together potentially, or would they want to try to branch out because they've already worked together?
Because I genuinely don't know if that's the only show that has everyone from one season.
Yeah.
Kyle, how are we doing?
I don't know.
Yay!
Oh, we hear you.
Thank goodness. I don't sit here. Listen, there's a lot of people from Love Island that are kind of from the same season. The Survivor people, they're kind of all over the place. We'll have to see how this goes. Maybe somebody can keep a tally. It was kind of hard to really keep track when I was making the captions on these people because they're all from different seasons, and they, there's a lot of 30s in there. So who knows if there's like overlappage. I do think it would be in the Big Brother players' best interest to kind of stick together. No, right?
I do think so. I do think so.
Like in this scenario. But I feel like a Tiffany would bring in at least the Amazing Race people, because there's not a lot of amazing racers. And you'll see that as we continue on the list here. I'm intrigued about that. because I feel like they can just get eaten alive if they don't team up
Yeah.
with somebody else because there's just not enough of them.
Yeah.
What did I miss while I was flarning out? Anything good?
I mean, we were talking about just like, you know, how do we think, you know, certain alliances might go, and it does make sense to me that, you know, the Cookout and the Big Brother people would want to work together, and I am excited to see that, you know, the sort of thing where we might get Alyssa, who was not really in the Cookout but was very close to people like Xavier and the BB23 house. Like, they might actually have a chance to like really work together now, because even if they were working together in the BB23 house, it was never like,
it didn't really count. Yeah,
totally real. Yeah,
right.
So like those are the sorts of things I'm excited for too. Whether we see the Big Brother people sticking together or branching out or whatever, like I'm interested in that dynamic with Alyssa and somebody like Xavier, who we'll talk about more, you know, a little later on. But
I'm excited to see what could possibly happen between Alyssa and Angela. You know, because Alyssa was somebody that was already outside of the Cookout, right? So I don't know. If I were her, I wouldn't be too big in trusting it just because of the way that 23 went, justified or not. Because I do think this is a different arena and they would play the game a little bit differently. But I could see somebody like Alyssa like, fuck it. Let me make Angela my final two kind of a thing. I just want to ride this out as long as I can with her.
That's an interesting pairing.
Yeah, but I also don't think far-fetched.
No, not at all.
Right? Yeah. I'm excited to see what Alyssa and Angela do together, you know?
Yeah. You could totally see Big Brother people sticking together, but like in different camps, right? The BB23 Cookout people and then the other Big Brother people. Like,
right. In the beginning of the game, we all ride together. But as things start to whittle out, bye. Because you dicked me over in 23. So guess what? Angela's my girl. That could be interesting. Yeah,
that could be really interesting. Yeah, absolutely.
And I also think potentially like they're probably kind of even keeled, like physically. You know, maybe Angela a little bit more than Alyssa. But
I can't remember. Did Alyssa have some kind of athletic background before coming on the show? I can't remember. I don't remember her bio.
I just picture her as a very fit girl. You know,
I remember her faring really well in competitions, but I can't remember if her background pre Big Brother had something athletic to it.
I can't remember that either.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I just remember her intro. She was in like a bathing suit bikini thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean anything because they just put any pretty girl in that. Yeah.
Well, shall we move on? The next contestant here is Cachet Proudfoot. This is our first Love Island contestant. Says Cachet was a quick favorite on Love Island season 3, though she struggled with finding a partner. She was ultimately eliminated after over a month in the villa. I like her hair.
Here she is.
I was like, I can't see her. So.
I'm like, that took way too long. Yeah, I like her hair too. Obviously the purple. Whatever.
We don't know her.
I don't know anything
we don't
about
know
Love
her.
Island people yet.
Yeah, so
not yet. No. Not
you know,
yet.
welcome to the conversation, Cachet.
Yeah.
And we'll see what you have to do later.
The next person up here is Cashel Barnett. He was from the first season of Love Island. So Cashel was one of the first Islanders on the premiere season of the American adaptation of this hit British reality show. He spent the majority of his season partnered with Kira before their separation, eliminating him after 17 days.
Now, is it Kira, Kyra?
Yeah, I don't know is that Kira or Kyra or...
I feel all right. I did watch a little bit of Love Island 1. I do think it's Kyra, and I do think his name is Cashel. He had longer hair back then. Somebody said no. I don't know what you're saying. No.
Oh, it's Jay Joe.
Yeah, I don't know what you're saying. No to. The pronunciation.
I'm probably the pronunciation.
Yeah, also possible. It'll be interesting. We'll just say it's interesting. Whatever. Hi, welcome, sir. Yeah, I don't know because again, they didn't do anything physical. They just kind of just laid around and like went on dates.
Yeah. Was there any competition element to Love Island at all, or is it just like The Bachelor-esque?
Well, I never watched The Bachelor, so I can't really say. but like,
Did you see that other comment?
no, that guy's face. Oh, listen, he was a little cuter when he had longer hair. Give him a chance. We're gonna see what happens. Yikes!
That guy's face. No.
Oh no.
Oh man.
So yeah. They didn't have competitions. Like they went on dates, and then like they would introduce like new people into the villa, and then there would be like repairings, and you had to like get paired with and be a couple, or else you'd be eliminated. But there weren't competitions exactly. You just had to get people to like you. So I guess in a social way, it's interesting because you had to get people to like you at least enough to not want you to be eliminated, right? So they had to date you and be coupled up with you. So it's not like there isn't a social game, but physically, no, there's absolutely nothing going on. They would just drink, eat, and have sex.
But you know, what's interesting to me is that because we have so many Big Brother people on this season, and people that were in the same alliance, you know what I mean? People that know that social game. It's interesting to me that we have like a group coming in from Love Island that's like all social game. I could see the Big Brother people and the Love Island people like scheming a lot together. You know, like
yeah. I also have to tell you that I think your sound is a little janky.
Yeah, I didn't know if that was me or if that was. I couldn't tell.
Is tonight a rough night?
I think it is.
Your mic is doing a weird thing.
I thought it was just me, but then I was looking at Gina's face and like she was wincing. So, now
I don't hear you at all. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
This is a rough night.
That's what happens when we surprise stream.
Yeah, we're not supposed to be live on Sundays.
Nothing.
I'm sorry. It's really the most infuriating thing. I know. It makes you really mad. Honestly, it's easier to just leave, refresh yourself, and just come back. For some reason, it works out.
How's it now?
Oh, now you're good. Now you're good.
Now you're great.
Yeah, what's happening? I'm not even using the microphone anymore.
Well, all right. Well, what do we have to do to get through it? Who cares? We're having a good time.
We are. We're having fun.
We are. So that's Cashel. Or
yes.
Cashell, whatever it is.
Could you hear what I was saying at all before?
It sounded like robotic.
Yeah,
now I'm hearing an echo of everything we say.
There is an echo.
Is that my fault?
I just hear me and Kyle after we.
Right. I'd have to assume it's your fault because it only just started when you disconnected the microphone. So, I know. It's terrible. It's terrible. It's infuriating, but we're being patient and we love you. But like, I know when I'm on the other end of it and you get Gina going, all right. Cause like nothing pisses me off more than like when you're talking on the phone with somebody, like on their cell phone, they're like, hello, I can't hear you. Hello. And it's like, stop saying hello. Stop saying hello.
How do I sound now?
Sounds good now.
Yeah.
That sounds okay.
Oh,
all right.
And we have no echo.
Yeah, cool.
I just changed a couple of settings, so hopefully that'll be the last of our technical difficulties.
Whatever. Like this is life. This is the way
it happens. It happens.
Yeah. So who is after Cashel?
Cashel?
Yeah. Moving on.
Next up is Kayla Platt.
Okay.
This is Amazing Race.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, amazing. Do you know Kayla?
I think I do.
You know, she does look a little familiar. So Kayla started her season of The Amazing Race, a flight attendant, before the pandemic hit and put the race on hiatus for 19 months. Okay. I think I remember this person now.
Yeah, because you started this season with me.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Keep reading. Is there anything else?
So Kayla returned with a fire in her eyes.
Oh, did she?
Making it all the way to the final leg. Unfortunately, struggle in the final task caused her to lose out on the $1 million prize. So she's going to be fired up, you know?
She's going to be fired up. Fired up Kayla.
Yep.
Now that you've confirmed that I do know her, I do have pretty strong feelings against her. I really don't like this
Oh,
girl.
wow.
Yeah, I find her very annoying.
Wow.
Yeah, I think she sucks. I am not excited about this girl at all.
Why is this? I feel like I need to know more.
I don't know. I just, I don't know. And I'm newer to the Amazing Race, right? And I know it's strategy. I don't want to sound like an Australian, but I just felt like she was nasty in unnecessary ways at unnecessary times. And I don't really need her. Yeah, I don't know. She kind of annoyed me. I just think the Amazing Race should just be played nicely. I know that there are some strategy plays to be made, especially around like making the U-turn or whatever, and like kind of fucking people up.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just don't like it. But I know that that's how the game is played. It's not completely her fault. But what she had also done was all right. So for Gina, who like isn't as familiar with the Amazing Race, it's played in duos, and it's people accomplishing basically the same tasks and just getting to a checkpoint. Last one to get to the checkpoint could be eliminated. But along the way, you do get options. So like you'll get to a challenge or whatever they actually call it, and you can choose what challenge you'd like to do.
Okay.
And what's fun about the Amazing Race, just as an aside, is that all these challenges really, really soak in the culture of whatever country or location they're in, which is a really, really fun thing to see. Just the way that it embraces the local culture. And some of the challenges kind of include how do you navigate through this area with public transportation, not knowing the language, not knowing whatever. So like there's like fun things in there. But that's what makes it interesting in terms of who works together. You often find that the top three are kind of like not helping each other, but they're being somewhat cooperative in like, yeah, I took this cab. Yeah, I interpreted this hint to mean this, because you can definitely get thrown off course, And the people that were kind of helping them were like, oh, let's help those girls. We don't want to do the wrong thing by them. Because she was teamed up with like her best friend or something like that. And they would regularly burn this other couple. Like, oh well, fuck them. We don't really care about this. Like, and it's like, listen, that is it. But I don't know. I just feel like it just didn't. I don't know. It just doesn't sit right with me.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Like if you lose, you lose. But like, don't fuck each other over. Like they would be like, oh, I know this is not the way to get to this next checkpoint, but I'm gonna lie and send them on the wrong way. And like that is probably right. That's probably how the game should be played, but I don't know. It just didn't resonate right with me. That's all. So she was one of those. So I do remember feeling very, very good that she didn't win.
Okay. All right. Sorry.
But
sorry,
I say that.
Sorry, Kayla.
But I don't know about sorry. Could that make her a very interesting person in this setting where there's more of a social game and there's more big moves to be made? She actually could be an interesting person to watch.
Right.
For that reason, in a setting where I feel like it's a little bit more acceptable to be that.
A little more cutthroat, yeah.
Yeah. But she could be fun to watch. I just think she's nasty. Yeah. That's all.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice. So next up, there's another person here from Love Island season 2. Is this is this Cely Vasquez or Kelly Vasquez? It's Cely is the spelling of the name here.
Yeah, I saw that. I would say Seeley. I would have said Seeley. Okay. I don't know that that's right. I don't know that's right. Where is she?
We don't know this person.
Yeah, I have no thoughts.
We'll get to know her.
Pretty
says
girl.
Her personality. Says her personality was a standout from day one in the villa. She coupled up with Johnny.
All right.
For nearly the entire season, and America believed America believed in their love enough to have them finish as the runners-up. So they were the runners-up of Love Island season 2. This Cely Vasquez.
Right. Well, we're excited to see more.
Yeah, looking forward to getting to know you. And now from also from Love Island. Yes. So also from Love Island, this person is from season 3, is Melvin Cinco Holland Jr. He entered the villa a bit late in season 3 and coupled up immediately with Cachet. Ultimately, the two parted ways a weekend, and he lasted 2 weeks more before getting eliminated. So, looks like his time on Love Island season 3 is pretty short, actually.
He looks very familiar to me. Has he been on anything else?
Right. He looks familiar to me too. No, I don't know this man. I don't know.
I don't watch I've never watched Love Island, but I'm confident I've seen him before.
Yeah, I only made it into 9 episodes of season 1, so I really don't know anything about Love Island. But I don't know. I'm excited about Cinco. I think he's given me vibes very similar to, gosh, what was his name? Oh, shoot. Kind of sort of Gabbo vibes from Challenge 37.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know. I feel like Cinco is going to be one to watch. This picture doesn't do him justice, but this is a very fit man.
Yeah.
He looks like somebody who would play Love Island to be cast on the challenge. Yeah, and that's why I'm kind of excited about Cinco. I don't know anything about him, but just based on his picture, I'm excited.
Yeah, he definitely looks like an athlete. Like when you look at the like the full picture of him,
right?
Because I feel like from this picture, if you go to like MTV or something, you'll see the arms. Like he's definitely a very fit guy.
Yeah.
So I think you're right. I could see that being the type of thing where it's like this is somebody that's let me get into a show here to get myself out there, and then I can move on to like the shows I really want to be on, like the challenge.
Right,
so he could be a lot of fun. Yeah.
I'm excited about him, but I don't know him, so.
Right. All righty. Well, next up is somebody that we do know.
Oh, yeah?
From season 41 of Survivor is Mr. Danny Mcrae. Yeah. Here's Danny. He's a former NFL player for the Dallas Cowboys. He went from the turf to the beach. He found a comfortable position within a new era of twists and turns on Survivor. Before he was ultimately eliminated in 6th when he and his allies found themselves on the outs. But I really liked Danny on his season.
I like Danny a lot too.
Yeah. I just thought he was a really cool competitor. I thought that he was he just seemed like a really like nice guy too.
He's a likable person.
Yeah. I really like Danny, so I'm looking forward to seeing him again. I just think it's cool that he played on the Dallas Cowboys.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. So
okay,
I'm looking forward to seeing Danny again for sure.
It's like what Kyle was saying too. Like before we had ever watched Survivor, and we were talking about the challenge last season, where like something about the way that like knowing what they have to do on Survivor just makes me like, oh, you're gonna go far in something like the challenge. Like just the physical strain that it puts on your body and the way that they have to kind of like navigate through the elements just like lends itself very well to a game like this.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's gonna be very interesting for Danny. I think he's gonna do well on this season, honestly. I do.
I feel like Kyle has a very different opinion.
I do. Well, yeah, I'm not excited.
You were a little too quiet for me.
I am not excited about the return of Danny. I didn't care for him on 41. I don't care for him
really.
Now. Yeah, I'm not excited at all.
Why not? I don't remember.
I didn't like the hourglass thing. I didn't like his response to the hourglass. I found that very annoying. When Erica smashed it and we went back in time, like he was like big pissed. And it just annoyed me.
I can see why he would be pissed though. If he was safe and then somebody else made a decision
and that's kind of why I was quiet. It's a little bit of an unjustified distaste, but I am turned off.
All right.
That's fair.
I'm sorry. Oh, that's just my opinion.
And that's my opinion.
Yeah, I'm just not excited.
That's going to be on t-shirts one day. Just BB jury duty. That's my opinion.
That's my opinion.
That's my opinion.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Well, I'm just not excited.
That's what we do here. That's what we do here. We share our opinions,
I can't wait to be proven wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I love being proven wrong. I love to get excited about somebody that I was like, a naysayer on in the beginning. So let's see. We'll see what happens.
Sure.
But today, June 26th.
It's possible that you will. It's possible that you will not be proven wrong. Maybe me and Gina will be proven wrong.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah. The one redeeming thing I can say that from the onset here is that I'm excited that Shan will have someone to play with. I do believe that Shan will have a good shot, and we'll get to her later. But I feel like she'll have a good shot to play with some of the Big Brother people because of some of the things that we saw in the off season.
Okay.
But that would only be short lived, I'd have to imagine. So yeah, I feel like he could be good for her, but otherwise, whatever.
Okay. Interesting. The next person on the list, I think we're gonna have some opinions on. Let's see.
Are we now?
It's Mr. This is somebody that we are familiar with from Big Brother.
Oh,
David
I know who it is.
Alexander.
Oh, I don't know who it is. I
Oh,
thought you were going to say a different name.
No, David. David experienced a nightmare scenario in Big Brother 21. He was the first boot via competition, but he's stuck in the house for the next 3 weeks due to the camp comeback twist. Yeah. He received a second chance the next season also, where he made good on the opportunity to finish in 8th place among the All-Stars. So David was the first boot on his original season, was immediately invited back to be an All-Star.
Much of the chagrin of Memphis.
Oh, God. Don't speak that name around here. How dare you mention him?
I wouldn't have if he wasn't part of David's story. I mean, it's not my fault. I didn't write it. I'm not the author.
You're right.
I remember being so excited he was coming back for All-Stars because he got dealt such a shitty hand on his season. And I was like, oh, yes, David's getting another shot. And it was just so disappointing.
It really was.
That I cannot in good conscience be excited about him coming back.
I know. It's like, I know you want to keep giving him a chance, but I don't know.
I just felt like I didn't mind seeing him back on All-Stars. I just didn't think he was an All-Star. I didn't mind seeing him come back. I just felt like put it on another season.
I was excited to see him come back because I wanted him to get his redemption arc, but he just he didn't know. It was like he had never heard of Big Brother before.
Yeah.
You know?
I just feel like, listen, and it might have been
because he never got to play it.
Right.
But still, you would think that if you knew you were coming back, you'd be like, all right, they've already seen me. Like, people know who I am. I have to, study this game and really understand what I'm coming back for. It was like he had never heard of the show, you know?
But that's why
I would love to think that, the challenge is going to be something different because it's a different style of game, but I don't want to get my hopes up too high.
I don't understand why. Like I said, I'm happy. I agree with you. I'm happy that he came back. I just don't understand why it was on an All-Stars. You know what I mean? Bring him back. Sure, absolutely. I'd love to see David back. But, I feel like when you bring him in, he had the experience he did where he was the first boot, and now he's all of a sudden an All-Star.
I mean, I think it's safe to say
not in the All-Star season.
I think it's safe to say that season should not have been called All-Stars. That was not an All-Star cast by any stretch of the imagination.
Sure, but
call it something else.
Well, sure. Well, absolutely. I agree with you, but it will forever be a Big Brother All-Stars season, and David was a part of it.
If you say so.
I don't say so. Big Brother does.
I'd love to see a little dissension in the ranks that I'm not involved in, but I will say that he is not an All-Star because he's never played the game before, and I am looking forward to see what he does here because at least it's a new game and he'll get to try something else out. He's done with Big Brother. I don't ever want to see him in that world again. But I'm excited to see what he does here. We have.
And I hope I'm wrong.
We got a clean slate. We have a clean slate. As long as you win enough, and maybe at this point, maybe you've watched some old things. Maybe now you know how to play.
Yeah.
So let's see what happens to David. Let's see.
Definitely. Definitely. All right, David. So up next is a favorite, I think, of all of ours. Mr. Derek X.
I already knew I did. Yay! Except I don't know how well he's going to do with these physical competitions.
That's what I'm concerned about. I will scream from the rooftops how much I love this man.
Right.
But not that he was a particularly bad competitor, but I don't remember him being a particularly strong physical competitor.
Right. We're not playing OTEV on the challenge.
Right.
Okay. Like, this is a real game.
Yeah.
I'm not knocking Big Brother. Don't get it. Come on. Don't do that. But I'm just saying, like, the comps are a little different here. This is
Sure.
a different arena. So
I don't remember him being offensively bad at any of them, but he definitely wasn't a standout physical competitor.
Right.
Here's the thing, like, I feel like Big Brother has competitions where it's either physical or it's mental, like they're one or the other, where I feel like in the challenge, they're all physical and some of them have a mental aspect to it. Like there might be puzzles, but you've got to climb some big ladder, or you've got to jump from, a helicopter, or you've got to do this or that. Like it's not always like there's never one competition where this is like, all right, stand in front of your board and do this puzzle. And when you finish the puzzle, it's over. Like there's a physical aspect you have to get through. And that's why I'm concerned, honestly, not even just about Derek X, but some of these other Big Brother players too. Even somebody like Azza, I'm a little concerned about how well she'll do in these physical comps. So I'm excited to see these BB players. Yeah, especially BB23. I'm excited to see them. But like, not all of these people that are coming onto the Challenge USA are the types of people that I would think like challenge beasts right off the bat. I love them and I want them to win, but like it's a very different game.
Agreed.
Yeah. But,
Who do we got next?
Next up is Desi Williams from Survivor Season 35. Desi's physical prowess helped keep her healers tribe dominant through the pre-merge. Unfortunately, that got used against her and her alliance, and she became the first member of the jury of Season 35 of Survivor.
Burned! I don't know her, but I'm excited about anybody coming from Survivor. Yeah, because they really know what's up. They know what's up. I'm most excited about the survivors in this, because I feel like they are the best equipped to deal with the challenge. Their challenges and their competitions are like maybe not the same, but they're
the closest.
They're the closest. Yes, they are the most intense of anyone else here.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm excited.
The game itself of Survivor is just more of a physical grind than anything else. Like they've had a tougher time physically than any other game. So like, even if they haven't played these particular challenges that we'll see in the challenge, like I feel like they're still more up for the task than some of these other like Love Island and Big Brother players. So,
I totally agree. Yeah. So we'll see what happens with Desi.
Yeah. And up next, we've got another Survivor player from Season 36, Mr. Dominic Abate, I think is how you pronounce this. Dominic was part of the most dominant, one of the most dominant pairs in Survivor history. He and Wendell ran the game from start to finish, building an arsenal of idols and advantages along the way. Delicious. Dominic fell victim to the first tied jury vote in the show's history, ultimately finishing in second.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
That sounds very
maybe that's a season to watch in the off season,
Right?
What are we talking about? We don't have time for Survivor. No, but like that's interesting. And it makes me excited for him.
Yeah, very interesting story.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Up next,
much to say. Yeah, we don't know him.
Right? We don't really know him yet. Yeah, but that's one person that I don't know that I'm like, he's up there for like, I'm excited to get to know him.
Yo, is my boy next?
I think so. Mr. Meow Meow himself.
The Meow Meow!
No, I forgot. She was going to be on this. Oh, no.
I love Enzo.
The way that you said Gina's too, and I was like so geared up, like, oh my god, yay, who's it gonna be? And then you give me Enzo.
Yep.
Oh god.
Yes, the Meow
I think I blocked out the fact that he was gonna be on this season. I just completely my brain disregarded it.
Man,
I can't do another season of Enzo. I can't do
I am so pumped. Meow Meow. Tell me about him. Read it. Go ahead.
Gina, what you're saying is you're not excited for Enzo?
Oh God, I can't take it. I can't do it.
Well, let's read about him. He's the
Let's read
self-proclaimed Meow Meow. The self-proclaimed Meow Meow. He was part of one of the most successful and secretive alliances in the Brigade back in season 12. He returned for an all-star season where he made it to the final 2 chairs, but was ultimately shut out in the jury vote, which we all knew would happen. But listen, he's the Meow Meow.
He's the Meow Meow. Always
first-
coming back.
the
9
first
lives, 9
time.
lives.
I hear meow meow once, and I'm not watching the season anymore. I can't do it.
She is a liar. She'll be tuning in every single moment.
Out of obligation.
Honestly, you know what's so funny? I don't know why this is. Because I think it's just because he's so ridiculous. But one of the only things that I really remember about his season of Big Brother BB22, the All-Star season, was he had that weird thing where apparently somebody keeps reaching out reaching out to him on social media about his feet. And I'm for some reason that's just what I associate him with.
Oh God.
Meow meow.
I'm so upset.
I'm fucking pumped. I am here for every single moment of it. Let's go,
Yeah.
Enzo. Yes.
I'm excited for this too because not that he's some great Big Brother
he's not
player.
Gonna win. He's not gonna win. It's
Right,
nothing
right.
like that. He is
This
just
is just such a
entertaining as
different
hell.
game.
Yeah, he is so fucking fun. I am down for it. I can't wait. Oh my god.
He's gonna be a
Enzo,
disaster in this
I don't
game.
think he is. I think he's gonna do pretty good in competitions. I do think he has a little bit of social game. I'm not expecting him. I would not pick him as my winner pick or anything like that. But he'll at least get halfway through. Yes, he will. Yes, he will. The Meow Meow has 9 lives, and they will not be expired by mid-game. Oh, no. I'll have you know. Enzo.
I think you're right. Honestly.
No, I am right. You can fucking mark me down for this right now. June 26th, Enzo is at least going halfway.
I can't wait for Enzo to be the first boot and for us to have to talk about it. I'm not saying I think it's going to happen. I'm saying for Kyle to have that much conviction saying it.
Isn't she rude? She's so rude.
Wow, I gotta say,
right? She's very aggy, very aggy. You know, she's back from tour. She's ready to rip into us. Whatever. Enzo for president.
Oh no, no, please.
Honestly, we might be better off. That's for jury duty after dark.
Woof.
Who's next?
So next up is another contestant from The Amazing Race, season 32, Mr. James Wallington. James is an Amazing Race superfan who had his dreams come true when he got to race around the world. He helped create a dominating alliance, which got him a first-place finish. And the icing on the cake was when now husband Will proposed to him right after they won.
Oh, happy
nice.
Pride, James. Happy Pride.
Very exciting.
I don't know you, but
yeah.
Anybody who won something, I'm excited about.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what it is. Yeah.
There are some people in here that I feel like, on their shows they came in and they weren't around much, but there are a decent amount of people that we don't know very well from The Amazing Race and Survivor that seems like they have pretty cool stories.
Yes.
This is a cool story to me, so I'm excited to see James. Yeah.
Agreed.
All right. Anybody else have anything else on James?
No, we don't know him.
All right. Next up, Giovanni Vega from Love Island season 3. Giovanni looks fun. I like the bucket hat. Giovanni made a splash as one of the starting Islanders on the most recent Love Island season. He was coupled with Olivia for the entirety of his time in the villa before the remaining women chose to eliminate him.
Okay.
Interesting.
For someone who doesn't watch Love Island, Kyle was very excited about him.
I know. I don't know anything about Giovanni, but there was just something about his face and the bucket hat. I don't know. I'm just really excited. I'm not putting my eggs in this basket. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just excited about him. Can't wait to know more. I love his name. That's it. Just excited. It's based on nothing. Yeah, it's based on nothing. But isn't that what this is supposed to be? You're supposed to see this picture. You're supposed to get excited, and I'm excited. I'm here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I honestly, it's funny because like I don't know anything about Love Island, but like I'm excited to get to know these people because even though there are contestants from Survivor and The Amazing Race and stuff that I don't know either, I'm a little bit more familiar with those shows. Love Island, I know absolutely nothing about, you know, so like you can kind of get like a feel for like the types of people that like to compete on shows like Amazing Race and stuff. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
But Love Island, I literally know absolutely nothing about. So,
But that's the thing. There's nothing to know. You didn't miss any
Right.
story. You didn't miss anything. It's a dating show, which is
Right.
why the inclusion of these Love Island people is so interesting to me because they're entering an arena they don't know anything about, and we don't know anything about them in it. So like they're almost like new people in a way.
Yeah.
Like I can imagine how the Big Brother people might play. I can almost imagine how the Survivor people might play. These Love Island people, they don't play. That wasn't their show. So like you can't write any of them off because
right.
Yeah, and that it makes it really, really fun. That's all. Because if you know, the fun fact about Christian Birkenberger was that he was in the running to be on Love Island or Big Brother. And he just happened to be selected for Big Brother. So, and I think that he played the game decently, but he was another victim of the cookout.
Right.
So he didn't really have
gone so far if that wasn't a thing. He could have won himself to the end if that wasn't a thing. Right.
So when you think of somebody like Christian, who would have done well if there wasn't that dominating alliance that kind of had like this higher agenda, right? He would have done well. So like, how well would a Christian do in this setting? We know that you can do well physically, and you do have an understanding of how this game is supposed to be played socially. You can't count out these Love Island people because you don't know what else they were supposed to be up for.
Right.
Yeah, I'm intrigued by the Love Island people. I can't pick them winning. I can't pick them because I don't know them.
We don't know them.
Right, but
can I want to ask because we love all our BB23 people, and we all love Derek X. But like just talking about Christian and how we'd love to see him on this show. Do you think he would have been a better choice over somebody like a Derek X? But we're still getting a BB23 person.
I think Christian would have been a better choice than most people. Like full stop. He's very well suited for.
Absolutely, but I completely agree. But I have to think that they were looking at these different casts, thinking, all right, these are our pool of people, and like somebody like a Derek X got chosen over somebody like Christian, let's say. And I just feel like a Christian in there would have been a better choice in my mind. I just see Christian as a challenge competitor more than a Derek X.
Yes, I agree with that. I also wonder, because then to that point, like, couldn't we also have like just subbed out somebody else to put Christian in? Like, I really don't know. Like, I'm not trying to be rude, but like David, do we really need another run of David? But then
That's fair.
Do we also need another person from this very same cast coming in?
Right.
Because I kind of think that's why somebody like David was selected, if we're being honest. David was selected because we were told, we were going to do this 50% people of color thing, which I agree with. But like, there were definitely other people of color we could have selected over David. Like, I even would have rathered another Davon. At least that would have been so much more interesting to me. She is
now,
she has played the challenge and she's played Big Brother.
And that's more a question for you too. Is anybody on this cast a returning challenge player, or is everybody totally new to the challenge?
As far as I know, everybody's new.
As far as I know, everyone's not as far as I know. I do know because we've watched every season. I've never seen any of these people play before. No, these were all new people to the challenge. So then maybe that's why we left out a Davon. Fine, I could buy that.
No.
But yeah, I guess that's kind of where I am with that. I definitely would have rathered a Christian over a David.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Especially because like we didn't actually get to see Christian really play.
Yeah.
Like we got
a little morsel of what his game would have looked like.
Yes, we got to see like if he was playing a real game, we got to see what it was like for him thinking he was playing.
Yeah.
But he wasn't. So even just on that, I would have liked to see him again.
Yeah.
And never mind the fact that he is just like...
I was going to say, there it is.
Come on. I mean, Christian Bergenberger is just...
Kyle just also would like to see him do anything.
I don't really care what you're doing. I just want to see you more, sir. I don't care what it is. Yeah, I don't care.
Christian is for Kyle what Angela is for me. I think.
Yes, I'm well aware.
And anybody who follows me on the socials is also well aware. She loves Christian.
oh man. All right. So
anyway, moving on.
Yeah, next up in the lineup here is Justine Nadiba, I think is how you pronounce her name, from season 2 of Love Island. Justine's bubbliness and open heart made her an early favorite on season 2. She found a long-term partner in Caleb halfway through the season, and the two would go on to win the $100,000 grand prize. So Love Island season 2 winner, Justine. Don't know her, but I don't know. I like her.
Don't know her. Cool. I don't really know what it takes to win. But because she's a winner, I'm intrigued.
Well, I mean, it sounded like from somebody else's bio that there's some kind of America voting situation, I guess, at least once it gets to the end. Mm-hmm. So for her to have won, she must be at least likable as far as social game goes? ?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I guess.
Huh?
Welcome
I
to
guess
the conversation. Yeah. I mean, she won.
We'll see.
She's not an idiot.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's that. Not stupid.
All right. And next up, anybody else have anything on Justine?
Mm-mm.
All right. Then we will then move on to another BB23 player.
My off-season king, who I've fallen in love with after the show ended.
Yeah, the tortilla sniffer himself.
That's right.
No, not the tortilla.
Mr. Kylan Young.
Yes, Sir Young.
Yeah.
I love him.
Listen,
him. I'm excited.
A total 180.
It is a total 180. Yeah, it is a total 180.
Well, I will tell you. So Kylan, he was a key cog in the success of the Cookout Alliance between competition wins and his persuasion skills. He was ultimately blindsided when evicted by Xavier in 4th place, prompting an intense set of personal remarks to him on the way out. And I am very interested in this because have you guys seen on social media at all? I know we've seen the BB23 people on social media, but this was a very intense altercation between Kylan and Xavier on the way out of the house. And I don't know, do you guys know anything? Have they interacted or patched things up?
I really haven't been paying too close attention to any of the 23 cast after the season. Right. So I have no idea where they stand.
I feel like we've talked about the BB people, right? The Big Brother people, the BB23 people possibly working together and forming an alliance. But could there be potentially some bad blood between an Xavier and a Kylan? And maybe that'll fracture the whole BB alliance sort of thing. Maybe Xavier doesn't even want to work with people from Big Brother. I don't know. What do you think?
I don't think that anything that happened that night is really going to affect us in this game. I think that they have been together at enough events that it's fine. I will say that
have you seen them? Actually, Kylan and Xavier together, hanging out and stuff.
Honestly, I can't say I've seen that. I can't say I've seen that. But a lot of the stuff when all of those things were going on, Xavier was not available, because he was on the winner's circuit. But I mean, there certainly have been little cookout get-togethers and things like that they were all at together, and there was no problem. I also think that Xavier and even Kylan are game-focused enough that they could put that aside for a couple of weeks for the good of the game.
Right.
Yeah, I don't really see them being people that let that get in the way.
Yeah, and as I'm listening to you talk about it too, it's making me sort of think if there was beef, we would know about it. The fact that we're not sure if there's beef or not probably means that there isn't any beef.
Exactly.
So
that's fair. Yeah.
That's kind of where I am with that. Yeah, I would agree. I would agree.
Because we have seen little tiffs with certain cookout members amongst the rest of the cast, you know?
For sure.
We sure have. even outside of the cookout. That's for a separate stream. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
So, yeah. That's where we are with Mr. Island.
So, next up is, so we mentioned this person a little bit earlier. I think I might have been saying the name wrong, though. Is it Kyra? Kyra Green?
I thought it was Kyra. I thought it was Kyra from what I remember of the show. Sorry, I'm frantically looking for her picture.
Well, so as you're looking, I'll just kind of mention. So, Kyra, I'm sorry, we're gonna get your name right. We're gonna get your name right. We don't know you yet. I'm sorry. From season 1 of Love Island, she was the first Islander to arrive after the starting group on her season. She coupled up with Cashel, who we mentioned earlier.
Yes.
Before his elimination.
That's why I'm pretty sure it's Kyra.
Okay. So we'll say Kyra for now. She coupled up with Cashel before his elimination, ultimately lasting 24 days in the villa. So we don't know much about her. But
yeah,
another
I don't know much
Love Island contestant.
Yeah. Welcome.
All right. So the next person looks interesting. They've actually competed on 3 different seasons of The Amazing Race. Season 23, there you go, Leo Tamori, I think. Season 23, 24, and 31. Leo and his cousin Jamal made up the Afghanimals, as their bombastic personalities and frantic energies got them into 4th place. Finishes back-to-back. So I guess that was season 23 and 24. They finished 4th place.
Okay.
They returned for season 31 against other CBS reality stars and finally made the final leg, though they crossed the finish line in 3rd. But so they've been on the show. He's been on Amazing Race 3 times and finished in the top 4, all 3 times. So that's interesting. Yeah.
That's something.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens, Leo. We don't know anything about you past your bio. So
we do not.
Yeah. All right.
Now this next person is very interesting to me, honestly. Sarah Lacina has played on 3 different seasons of Survivor. Season 28, 34, and 40. So we're talking about some, a good amount of time also between these seasons too, in some cases. And the fact that she continues to come back is just very interesting to me. And her little blurb here on parade.com is, whether playing as a cop or a criminal, Sarah Lacina likes to take the reins of any game she plays. After being blindsided at the season 28 merge, she returned as a game changer and dominated the post-merge to a win in season 34. That got her onto the cast of Winners at War, where her close relationship with fellow officer Tony got her to the final 4, where she tearfully lost to him in fire making. She's right off the bat, like, one of the things that strikes me is that she has a much longer blurb than most of these other people. Like, if we just go back to Kyra, she had 3 sentences. She was the first Islander. She teamed up with Cashel. She was out in 24 days, and her blurb is done. And then you get Sarah. She's got a full paragraph.
Right, but it's also important to note, just in Kyra's defense and Cashel's defense, these people from Love Island would not have a lengthy bio. There's nothing they did that was really noteworthy.
It's applicable.
Yeah, because it's just a dating show. So but from what you've read of Sarah, I can't wait to see what she does.
I mean, anybody who's able to play Survivor 3 times is a strong person.
Yes, and win one of them.
Yeah, that's insane.
Right.
And we're talking about her first season on Survivor was 28, and the last one was 40.
Yeah,
12. And she came back in the middle of there.
She's still playing these games. And she won in the middle. Exactly. Yeah. That's
crazy.
Yeah, this is no throwaway girl. Okay. She came to play and she came to shut it down. I'm excited about Sarah. I'm excited.
Yeah. All right. Well, Sarah is one to look out for. Definitely.
We're watching.
And up next, somebody that we know pretty well, actually. We covered Miss Shan Smith.
Shan.
Yeah. From Survivor season 41. As a pastor, Shan knew how to connect with people from all walks of life, so it's no surprise that she succeeded on Survivor, using her social connections to control every vote on a dwindling pre-merge tribe. When the merge hit, though, even her closest allies realized she had gotten too powerful. Right. So she was blindsided in the move of the season with an idol in her pocket, which honestly, even just reading that last sentence, because I was already very interested in Shan and like seeing her back on another show, especially a show like The Challenge, which we know very well and love very much. The fact that she went out with as much power as she did and playing as good of a game as she did.
Yeah.
The fact that she went home with an idol in a pocket, with the power to save herself, and went home on that when she probably felt like she was, so close to winning the game. I'm very interested to see like how fired up she is to come into this and do well. I'm very interested to see how Shan does.
Can I go off on a tangent for a brief second?
Yeah.
Absolutely. We love tangents.
I know. I personally love tangents at the end. I don't usually like it in the middle of conversation. However, because of what this is, I think it's appropriate. There has been mention on some of these trailers that we've seen, people mentioning searching for idols. Like, did you see that? There's some male mentioned the search for idols and I found idols and this and blah blah blah. Do you think that could be an element in this version of the challenge? And how do you feel about it?
So you're asking, could we see twists from a show like Survivor on the Challenge USA?
Yeah.
Is that what you're asking?
Is that possible? Do you think that we would see something like that? I think it's an interesting thing to include in promotional material because that has not been an aspect of the challenge before.
I mean, given the fact that this is the CBS version of the challenge, I think it would be crazy not to expect twists like that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's just a fun conversation point. Like, how could that go? What do we think it looks like?
Yeah, this is something I've never thought about, but it makes me very excited. So I'm glad you brought it up. And I do think, now that I'm thinking about it more, I think we could see something like that, but I don't think it would be called an idol. I think they would have some other name.
Oh, no, I don't think they would call it an idol. No, they probably call it something else. But
it would act
the
as
concept of one.
Right. It would have a different name. Maybe it's, we've seen on the challenge, right? You go to elimination, you earn skulls. And now on Challenge All-Stars 3, if you go down to elimination, you earn stars, right? If you win. I could see there being some sort of thing where, and I don't know, I could be totally wrong how they do it, but maybe it's something that is hidden somewhere around the house or at a challenge, at a competition, a daily challenge or something. But I could also see there being even something where like, these two people are battling out in elimination and whoever wins gets some sort of immunity thing for the next week or something. I could totally see them kind of bringing that sort of aspect into this game, which also makes me excited then because could we see some sort of power that we would normally see in Big Brother that gets brought into this? Maybe. Would you even want to see that? I don't know. But I would love to see a combination of all these games. That would be really cool to me.
I don't know. It's so hard to say because like what aspect of Big Brother will I want in the challenge? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know that there is. I do like the inclusion of an idol, even if you don't call it that.
Right. And so, like, what if they didn't do it over the course of the whole season, but maybe there was like 1 week or a couple of weeks throughout the season where they did sort of like a veto thing, where like somebody got. No, you wouldn't want. Wouldn't want that as a challenge.
I hate it so much.
Okay, all right. Just asking. Just asking.
Yeah, I know. No, it's fine. I mean, it's not. It's a question. It's not really a judgment against you. No, I don't think there's any scenario that I want any veto in the challenge. That's not how the game is played. I do think it would be an interesting thing if, because from previous versions of the challenge, the loser sometimes selects who they go in elimination against. I do think it'd be interesting for like, I select Gina, and she's like, wrong. I have this. You tried it. I think that's interesting. Like that would be very fun. I'm only interested in an idol. We can't have anything that is voting because it's not live. right?
Right.
That would be the only aspect of Big Brother that I'd be interested in if we got to have a say. But because it's not live, we don't. So, yeah. But an idol does excite me. I like that a lot. Anything to throw somebody off of their social game, especially playing a game that I think with this mix of people is going to be very, very founded in sociality. I don't think that's a word, but you know what I'm trying to do.
Sociality.
Like every game, a lot of these games are going to be based on their social prowess. You know, and there will be an expectation to know like what's coming down the pike, right? But if you don't, and somebody can kind of throw you off, I do think that's interesting. Somebody like an Azza would benefit greatly from an idol, you know, because people would view her as a layup just based on her previous competition history.
Okay.
Well, for me, just
so
for me.
how would you like a how would you like a high rollers room on this season of the
John, shut up.
I'm so glad that a high rollers room is not an option because it's not live. Like, thank goodness. The high rollers room didn't even work for our show. It's so much can't work for talent.
Don't ask stupid questions you already know the answer to. All right.
I'm just so excited to say it. He couldn't wait to
being
the high rollers room. What a
you can see he's like jonesing up, like I can't wait to say this.
What if they bring in Manwan to this season of the challenge? All right.
Manwan
anyway,
is welcome to anything I'm watching, especially if Gina is watching with me.
Yeah.
I'm here for Manwan.
Well,
anywho,
so I'll tell you guys. Yeah, we've gone through 23 of these contestants. We have 5 left. Okay. We're down to our final 5. So the next up is Shannon Sinclair, who competed on season 3. Yeah, season 3 of Love Island. Shannon found an early partner in Josh. And the two became one of the steadiest couples in the villa. Unfortunately, Unfortunately, though, tragedy struck when Josh lost his sister. That sounds absolutely awful. He chose to leave the show. Not surprising. And she decided to go with him to show her support. Wow.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
So, wow. That's an interesting story.
That is
glad to see her. Story. Yeah, glad to see her coming back to compete then on another show. But man, that's
glad you're getting a second go. Welcome, Shannon.
That's a much different story from pretty much everybody that we've talked about. That's got to be incredibly hard. My goodness.
Okay.
So Shannon Sinclair, we do not know her. That sounds like a very tough story. So, yeah.
I didn't expect to be that intrigued by her. And now I am. I'm excited about Shannon. Okay, great.
All right. Wow. That's a huge thing for some. I'm sure that she didn't know Josh very well, but decided to leave to support him.
Of course.
So,
I mean, they only could have known each other for a little while. You know,
right?
They just met.
Right.
Yeah.
So the fact that she chose to show that kind of support as somebody who has 4 sisters, showing that kind of support to your partner who lost his sister, that's wow. I'm
wonderful.
To see
Way to go, Shannon. We're excited. We're excited to see you.
Okay.
Sure.
And up next, Tasha Fox has competed on 2 seasons of Survivor, season 28 and 31. Tasha was a part of one of the most chaotic pre-merged tribes in the show's history.
Was that season 31?
It doesn't mention here which season was that most chaotic, whether it was 28 or 31. It just says she was part of one of the most chaotic pre-merged tribes in the show's history, but the brain was able to make use of her brawn, winning 3 immunity challenges. Wow, before being voted out. She was then voted on to season... Okay, so it sounds like season 28 was the chaotic one, because it mentions that, and then after that it mentions she was then voted on to season 31 for a second chance, where her tight bonds got her all the way to day 39 and a runner-up finish. So I'm definitely interested to see more from her.
Kyle, you've seen her play before?
I have seen her play before. I'm very excited for Tasha. I'm very excited. She is fantastic. She's a comp beast. I'm really excited for Tasha. Yeah. and that's really it. I'm super excited for her.
That's
I think
cool. Yeah.
I think she's going to do very well. She's physically strong. She understands the social game. She's a smart girl. I think she's going to do very well. Yeah, I'm excited about Tasha. Yep. Yeah.
All right. I'm excited to see her too.
It's just
And
awesome.
up next is a queen of ours.
Just in
Myth.
alphabetical order and referring to her as a queen. I know exactly who you're talking about. Let me just step out on faith and share the graphic. We must be talking about Tiffany Mitchell.
Queen Tiffany Mitchell.
Yes! Tiffany Mitchell 297979.
If I have ever meant anything to you at all, I need you to text the name Tiffany to 97979. Yes, this is her. Tell me about her, John.
I am happy to tell you about Tiffany Mitchell, who we all love very much. Tiffany was known as one of the masterminds, and I'm gonna amend this. Actually, she was not one of the masterminds. She was the mastermind.
Oh,
she
Tiffany
was.
Mitchell. Yes, she was. Yes.
So I'm gonna start from the beginning. Yeah, I'm gonna start from the beginning with our amendment here. Tiffany
not even the amendment, with the correction.
with the truth, with
Correction.
the facts.
Corrections. Read it correct. Yeah, read it correct. The way it should have been written.
Queen Tiffany Mitchell was known as the mastermind behind the cookout. Her master plan of side alliances and pawns helped get them to the final 6 players. Unfortunately, when it came down to the cookout, she was the first to go. Deemed too threatening, but she did earn the title of America's favorite house guest as a consolation.
Damn right she did. Mainly because of the
push
from jury duty.
Yeah. What a fucking legend.
Oh,
what a
I'm
queen.
obsessed with her. Oh, she's perfect.
Yeah, I'm excited in every way.
I'm so excited.
Yeah. I cannot wait to see her on this.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Tiffany.
Yeah, that's it. I'm just really fucking excited. I think she's going to do well in this. I think she can do well physically, and I know that her social game is beyond on point.
And she's so smart. She's just so smart.
Yeah, I'm really excited for Tiffany on this show. Really excited. Mm-hmm.
Oh man,
you
know too, like, because we've talked about, you know, what is the BB23, you know, what is that crew going to do, especially the ones that were part of the alliance, and I have a feeling that whatever they end up doing is going to be influenced heavily by Queen Tiffany Mitchell. So I'm very excited to see. Yeah.
We're going to go, but what do we do? And it's going to be her giving them the rules. It's going to be her giving them all the directions. Like, this is how we are going to play this game. Thank you very much. And they'll listen and they'll all be better for it.
Absolutely.
I'm also excited to see the further development of the relation between her and Derek.
I have to say, though, I am excited to see her and Derek together, but I'd be more excited, I think, if Claire was on the show and we were going to see Tiffany and Claire work together again. To be honest, personally, that's what I would prefer, but I love Derek X. So,
I wish Claire was on the show.
Okay. I would only want Claire on the show, though, if Derek wasn't.
Right. I completely agree with you on that. Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah,
I'm here for Claire, but I don't want to see her with Derek. I don't need to see any more couples. I just want to see people play the fucking game. I don't play for anybody else. Play for
I get that. Totally.
You know, I'm ready for that.
Now, do you think, because Alyssa and Christian were a thing, right?
Yes, they were.
Do you think that's why Christian wasn't brought on because Alyssa was?
I did think about that.
Do you think Claire wasn't brought on because Derek is on? You know what I mean? Like,
I think it's possible, but then I'm not exactly sure why you would choose Alyssa over Christian. Like, not to be mean.
Yeah.
Right. I love Alyssa,
I love Alyssa too, but I do believe that Christian is a little bit more built for this game. So if you were casting this show with the show's best interest in mind, I do think that Christian would have been the better selection.
Yeah.
But I guess it is interesting, you know, because Alyssa did ride out with the cookout a little longer than Christian did. But I don't know. I think that Christian would have been a more interesting person to kind of have in there. Because that's the show I feel like he should have been on all along.
Yeah.
I totally agree. Totally.
Yeah, that's all.
And I remember saying that during Big Brother too. Like I think one of Kyle's first things about Christian was I want to see him come back on the challenge.
Yeah.
He just seems so perfect for this show.
Yeah.
To me,
he just seems better suited for the challenge. Yeah, he'll get his time. He's been lobbying a lot for it on Instagram and such. Like he's really been pushing. Yeah, he should.
Maybe we should start a BB jury duty campaign. We want Christian on the challenge.
We do want him on the challenge. Maybe we'll get him to be on the pod.
That'd be sick.
That would be.
We can invite him to come
amazing.
on and make a case.
Hell yeah!
Yeah,
absolutely.
I am more than happy to help Christian make his case to be on the challenge. I freaking love Christian. So
let's do it. Let's reach out.
Okay.
We'll talk about it off stage.
So we've got somebody here. We've got somebody here that's very interesting to me. And Kyle, you might be familiar with this person. We're down to the last 2 cast members here. This person has been on 4 seasons of Survivor. Tyson.
Whoa.
Tyson Apostle. Is that how you say his name? Survivor 18, 20, 27, and 40, which is the last season before we actually covered a season of Survivor.
4 seasons of Survivor. Yeah. That's insane.
Right. And that season 40 was that Winners at War, wasn't it?
I believe so. Yeah. So it says Tyson is in rarefied air among Survivor players. One of only a few to play 4 or more times. He went from a cocky, wisecracking cyclist in season 18 to essentially voting himself out in season 20. Luckily, he got redemption in season 27, winning after losing his now wife, Rachel, early on. He most recently returned for the All Winners season 40. This is a very interesting player to me that I know nothing about, but I'm very interested to see what he does on this show. This is the type of person that I'm almost surprised hasn't been on like a show like The Challenge before. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
4 seasons of Survivor and a
4
winner.
seasons of Survivor is no joke.
Yeah.
1 season of Survivor is no joke.
Right. Just that even having appeared for 1 episode of Survivor is no joke. Sadly, I don't know anything about Mr. Tyson. None of his 4 seasons are ones I've seen. But I am super excited. So you say that he also won season 27?
That's what his blurb here says. It says
so he won 2 seasons of Survivor, played 4 times.
It says he luckily he got redemption in season 27, winning after losing his now wife Rachel early on. So that's what they say on his little blurb. So I do not know
that's
Tyson
awesome.
Before talking about him tonight. So the fact that he's played on 4 seasons of Survivor, seems to have done pretty well on all of them, and has even won before.
Awesome.
Makes me somebody I don't know, but if I'm going to choose anybody, I'm not making any definitive statements here, but if I'm going to choose anybody that I don't know as a potential winner, this might be somebody that I would pick. That's what I'll say.
Okay.
Not saying that he will definitely be a winner pick of mine, but this person's very interesting to me.
Okay. All right. I'm very interested as well. But I have nothing else to add.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. But I mean,
well, then we are. Yeah. Well, then we are on to our final contestant of the Challenge USA.
Bring him
we all know
up.
very well. The winner of Big Brother 23, Mr. Xavier. Xavier started his Big Brother tenure building relationships while maintaining a low-key profile. But when it came down to the cookout, he kicked it into high gear, winning competitions to get to the final 2, and the jury chose to give lawyer Xavier the win, making him the first black winner in the American version of the game.
Great.
What's happening?
What happened?
My biggest fear. I kept checking and rechecking to make sure I had no typos.
Oh boy.
Huge typo.
Burr, brother.
What a shame to get that close. Well, anyway, I'm excited to see what Xavier does.
Absolutely.
So much of his game was built around him throwing comps, which I cast a lot of doubt around during our BB23 coverage. Yes, I did. I'm anxious to see if I'll be eating my words. Is he going to come in here and just crush it? or is he going to just stink up the joint? Let's see.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I do remember him like preseason for Big Brother. Like he is an athletic person. He is like, a sports guy. So there is a physical aspect to him, whether or not we saw that in Big Brother.
Right. There is.
I feel like, there's obviously Big Brother is, one of our favorite shows. So we're very interested in these Big Brother people, especially the BB23 cast. But I do think there's a lot of potentially very interesting dynamics between all of them. Because while the cookout, we were so impressed with what they did and how that alliance stuck together and made history, and Xavier made history. I don't know that they're all going to be so keen to work with each other immediately. Obviously, there was tension between Xavier and Kyland. Tiffany, I'm sure, while she might love them because they were part of her cast and part of her alliance, Tiffany masterminded that whole thing and they burned her. Yeah. And then you might have Xavier that says, hey, listen, the cookout, members that are in this show might want to work with me, but I really did love Alyssa on my season, but we were working for something bigger. So will Xavier maybe have more of an alliance towards her and less of an alliance towards somebody like Kyland, who disrespected him and his family coming out there. So I feel like while you might have these people that have this connection from BB23 and Big Brother and literally not just from being on seasons together, but being in alliances together, you might assume that they would automatically be drawn to each other to form an alliance. But not all of these people left that house on the best of terms, right? Tiffany got burned. Tiffany was the mastermind of the cookout, and she got burned. Kyland and Xavier looked like they might come to blows in their last moments in the house together because of what Kyland said to Xavier about his family. And then you've got Alyssa, who was close to Xavier but not part of the cookout. I'm very interested in this whole dynamic, and I think that's why we're getting so many people from Big Brother 23 and specifically from the Cookout Alliance itself. There's a lot of drama,
a lot of ways it can go,
potentially. And part of me feels like it would be cool to see them all branch out and kind of work on their own. But I also am interested in how they would maybe sort of kind of reconcile some of the differences they had and overcome that to work together again. You know what I mean? Part of me feels like it would be cool to see Xavier and Kyland and Tiffany and Azza be like, Alyssa, we're sorry. We know that you were kind of on the outs, even though we loved you and we brought you to that final 7 before the cookout was all together in the house. But now you're really in this group, now we really do want to work with you. I'm very interested in the fact that we don't really know where even this one alliance from one season of Big Brother might go. They might all separate, or they might all flock to each other and work together. And I really don't know how that's going to work out, which is very interesting to me.
I don't disagree. I don't disagree. I do feel like, though, at least from the people from BB23, no, I'm going to say all the Big Brother people. I think that they're all smart enough to know that they can't really go that route in the beginning. That'll be interesting to watch if they all make it a little further. I think they're all smart enough to know that regardless of whatever baggage they're bringing in from 23, they need to put that aside and get some of these people out. Because they're playing with survivors. They are playing with people who are physically better than them. So they need to get them out first before they start looking at each other. So I wonder if we might get almost like a Cookout 2.0, but not. Because it's not based on that message. It's really just the Big Brother people need to stick together, which is something that we've always seen on the challenge anyway. Once we started including Big Brother people, there's always a Big Brother alliance. And I think that is where they will excel in this. The survivors, I would not expect them to work as well together socially. Because Survivor is played with so much distrust. Big Brother isn't, I feel like they're going to be good for a little while.
They certainly could be. I just wonder if somebody like a Tiffany will come in and be like, no, I don't want to work with Xavier and Kyland. I formed their alliance and then they kicked me out of it. You know what I mean? and it might be, and I agree with you that it would be beneficial for them to stick together in the beginning. But I don't know how interested somebody like a Tiffany will even be in that.
Yeah, I don't know. From some of the off-season stuff, I'd be very surprised if that was the tack that she took coming right into the situation.
Yeah.
She's been very supportive. They've all been very loving.
It's true. I've seen
each other very regularly.
Yeah, I can see her working with them, but like in the little private like DR moments, being like, yeah, like we're working together for right now, but I know what they did.
But
to
I
me
know
last
they
time.
gotta
So
go.
like, there's a piece in the back of my mind that's like, all right, this isn't like my end all be all.
Right. That's what I'm expecting from the Big Brother people. But I think we'll stick together, at least for the earlier part of the season.
I'd like to see that. That's honestly the way that I hope it goes. I'm just throwing out different scenarios because I feel like this could be very interesting, regardless of which way it goes.
I kind of hope it doesn't go that way. I want to see people teaming up right out of the gate with other people. I want to see something totally fresh. Yeah. I'm not going to be mad if it goes that way. Like, I'm not one of those. There have been some people on social media saying, "Oh, I don't want to repeat of BB23."
Right.
I'm fine if it repeats in the beginning because it can't repeat forever. So it still has an expiration date.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm fine with it either way. But I think it would be interesting to see Tiffany team up with maybe like a Tasha.
Right.
That pairing would be ridiculous to me.
Right. I'm interested to see how the people from Big Brother, but not from season 23, interact with the BB23 people, because they have that common connection though. I completely agree with you that all the Big Brother people, it would be smart for them to team up. But I do wonder what somebody like an Angela or an Enzo would think going in, saying like, listen, we're Big Brother people, but if we were on the season BB23 with the cookout, we would have been sent out. You know what I mean? So like, I wonder if are they going to now feel like, well, if we team up with all the Big Brother people who seem to be dominated by BB23, are we going to be at the bottom of that Big Brother alliance, like an Angela and
I don't think so, because I don't think anybody's playing with that intention anymore. And I think a Tiffany, I think a DX, I think even a Kyland is not going to prioritize something like that, because that is all prioritizing. That is also what got them to lose.
Right.
Because they weren't really playing for themselves. I don't think they're going to play that again. And
realistically, especially now, like once it's been seen, a game like that only really can happen once.
That's fair.
Right.
Yeah.
I just wonder if there's going to be this collection of Big Brother people, and the BB23 people will have more of like a connection. So like anybody else that's in the Big Brother alliance that wasn't part of BB23 will feel like they're on the outs of the Big Brother alliance. So I could see, even if week 1 the Big Brother alliance is a thing, like does it now become not a thing even like a week or 2 later? Because I feel like Azza, Xavier, Tiffany, like even Derek X and people that weren't in the cookout, like I feel like that BB23 group, it was such like an interesting season that had such like an incredible historic alliance that I almost feel like the BB23 people individually might feel like they just have a much tighter bond than somebody like an Enzo and like an Angela that were on other seasons that didn't, because BB23 was fucking historic. You know what I mean? Like it was,
of course.
We've never seen any alliance do what the cookout did. The 6 people in that alliance made it to the very end. You know what I mean? Like it was just incredible to watch. And I wonder if like anybody else that was on another season of Big Brother like will feel like an outsider, no matter how much the Big Brother people work together. Anybody that wasn't in BB23 might feel like they're just not really a part of that core Big Brother alliance. And that's what I wonder.
That's an interesting take. Me from the outside, I would think that somebody like Tiffany, as strategic as she is, would be like, fuck this. I played that game before. I'm playing for me now. If I was walking into this situation, somebody who formed really the most historic and successful alliance in Big Brother history and went out in 6th place, my attitude is I'm going to ride this for as long as it's good for me, and then fuck this. I want to have a Claire, and I would want to be that Claire.
Yeah.
there's a shot for Alyssa. There's a shot for an Angela. There's a shot for like a Tasha. There's really a shot for anybody.
A Derek even.
Yeah, Derek even. Yeah, I think that there are people outside of that original Cookout Alliance that somebody like a Tiffany would rather work with, because I don't want my game to now benefit you a second time. Like, I would not expect Tiffany to have a final anything with Xavier.
No.
You know what I mean? So, like, she might ride this for a moment, but I don't expect that to last.
And that's why I feel like Tiffany is Queen Tiffany Mitchell, once again, probably one of the most, if not the most interesting players in this whole game to me.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. So with that, and it doesn't have to be decided tonight. You can sleep on it and we can post it on the socials. But are you prepared to make your first boot and winner's pick on air?
Ooh.
I'm not. I do have to sleep.
I got to think about it.
Yeah, I think I got to sleep on it too.
There's been a lot of conversation, and this is what when Gina was like, "Are we supposed to have this before we go live?" And I'm like, "No."
Well, I saw that.
Yeah,
I saw that message. I saw that. I was like, I hope not. I hope we're not supposed to have that tonight because I have no clue.
No, I gotta think. I don't see any reason to announce that until at least the weekend. I gotta mull this one over.
It's just so hard not knowing who all these people are.
Right, it is. It's very hard. It's hard.
Yeah.
So all right,
I'm super
we're gonna table
up.
it. We're gonna table it,
mm-hmm.
and we'll come back to that. Yeah, for sure. I don't have anything else. I'm super excited about this season, and
that's it. Yeah,
I think it's gonna be really, really great. There's a lot to be excited about. Lots of really fun people. We're already an hour and 36. So is there anything anybody would like to add regarding the Challenge USA and our preseason thoughts?
Only other thing I'll add very quickly. Can't wait to see TJ hosting yet another season of the Challenge. Thank God.
If it wasn't TJ, listen, I still would have watched. Let me not die on that platform because that's not true. I'm not going to say I would have skipped it. All right. I wouldn't have skipped it, but I'd have been really pissed every single week. TJ deserves to be here, and I'm glad we get him.
Oh, absolutely. I'm also interested, like, even for TJ, because, like, every season of the Challenge before this, like, you know, except obviously for his very first season hosting, like he has a good connection with a lot of the challengers.
Yeah.
And I feel like this is going to be his first season really where he doesn't really know anybody. Like,
right.
He doesn't have a relationship. Like, he appears on Tori's podcast. He appears on the Challenge's like official podcast. Like, he knows these contestants. I feel like he hangs out with them probably at different points. You know, like he knows Johnny Bananas so well. He's known all these challengers that are like legends on that show. He's known them for like decades. I feel like I'm interested to see how he handles a season where he doesn't really know any of the people that are actually playing the challenge. I think that'll be interesting to me too.
Yeah, I'm excited for that too. And I just think he just deserves the promotion either way. Like, he is part of the culture of the challenge. Yeah, deserves to be there.
There is no challenge without TJ, as far as I'm concerned.
No. And even for all the ribbing that we give Julie, BBUS would not be the same without Julie Jen Moonves, you know? Even though she has become my least favorite host of the Big Brothers that we watch. I can't wait to get back to her. She's just it. And so is TJ. So it's very perfect. So welcome to CBS. Welcome to the big leagues, Teej.
The big league.
You deserve to be here.
Hell yeah.
On a single digit number. Good for you. Anything else for the Challenge USA?
That's it.
I'm good.
All right, so tomorrow, Monday, the 27th, we're live at 9:30 with RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars Season 7 with Gina's roommate, James, and a very special guest, Aaron Wallace from Queers and Soaps.
Fun!
Yeah, very exciting. To be the most people we've had for Drag Race. What a party. Wednesday, we have something going on, but that's That's for later. And then Thursday, we're live at 9:30 with Challenge All Stars 3. And then 10:30 with Big Brother Australia.
Getting down to the pointy end.
Yeah, that'll round out our week. That'll round out the week. So thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, share with a friend. You can find us on all the socials at BB Jury Duty or on our website at bbjuryduty.com. And I guess we're done. Thank you so much. We're out of here.